because I'm not talking. Hey, look at all my teacher's assistants out there being all helpful, telling me there's no sound. Thank you. I actually, for the first time ever, it wasn't even a mistake that I didn't have sound. I just wanted to have that slideshow going. It was just my little intro. So sorry about that if it was confusing, because usually I do mix up my sound. Hi, I'm Libby. Welcome to True Crime with Libby. And I see someone in the class that we need to say praise the Lord for, because she's been very sick. And this must mean you're feeling better, Shannon Georgia Peach. I'm so glad to see you here. So let's take some attendance. Vicky, are you in the house? Vicky Vale. Remember that from what was that from Batman? Vicky Vale. Hello, Elsie. How are you doing? Hello, Betty Joe. Hey, Betty Joe. Amanda, hello from beautiful Florida. Hangry Hummingbird. Jello. I like that. Jello. Perfect Storm. How you doing? Yes, I was late, but I always am. So that's to be expected, right? Oh, Amanda's bragging about not having snow and being 71 and sunny. It was similar here today in my area. No snow. And I don't think we got quite to 71, but pretty dang close, I'm sure. It was nice and sunny and lovely out. I sat out there for a while. Oh no, hangry. That sounds wretched. Highways closed, power's out. Oh my gosh. What are you going to do? Perfect Storm is drinking coffee and smoking. Cherokee girl, how are you? Good to see you, darling. John Q is in the house. I haven't seen you for a hot second. Mississippi Granny, what's up? Peggy Smith, I do not notice that you're late. Nope. Look at this lady here. How you doing? Marina, how are you? Good to see you, darling. Hey, Amanda. Chantel, thank you for prompting that thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, kids. And don't be stingy. Share out the stream if you want to. Hey, Peggy, what's up? Cynthia, you hear my phone blowing up over here? I don't know if you hear it or not, but I'm getting a lot of text messages right now. Okay, Cynthia, what's up? What's up? Glad to have you. Bonnie Prince, hey. Glorindellen, great to see you. Mustang Barb. Thank you, everyone, for helping me with attendance. Everyone's chiming in to say that they're here. That's her motto, being late to class. Hello. Ooh, it's 84 in your hood. That's bananagrams. That's amazing. I love it. Anita. I love you too. And I was just thinking about you, girl, for real, for real. So, you must have been picking up the vibes. She was picking up the vibes that I was putting out in the universe. But yes, where is Summer Moon Utah Wells? I would love to know. I know we'd all love to know, and that's why we're here. So, unfortunately, watching this stream is not going to make us find her. But I do believe in prayer, and I do believe in keeping her name and her face out there. that will be helpful. So we're going to do some of that. What I wanted to do to start out with, because I have not yet watched a newer video that was put it out. Who said that? Who talks like that? Not me. I'm a teacher. I don't talk like that. Glad to be here. Can't wait to hear what you got going on tonight. Love your channel. Thank you. Thank you, anyone who's new. Thank you for returners. Thank you for members of the channel. Even if you're not a member, thank you for just stopping in to say hello. I know, put it, right? Yeah, I'm going to go stand in the corner for a minute. Abled. That sounds like, that sounds kind of like what I just said. Put it. I'm able to put it over there. Okay. But seriously, I'm going to share a screen with you of this. I don't know if you've all seen this yet or not. Okay. If you have not, then it's going to be new. And if you have, it'll be a repeat. And that's okay, because it's only 4 minutes. But tonight, it looks like there's going to be a special on, I believe, 9 o'clock this evening, if I'm not mistaken, on News Nation Now. But in the meantime, let's watch this little teaser. So I'm going to mute out, and then we'll get to it.
Is on the ground in Tennessee for us tonight. Brian, there is so much interest on Summer's disappearance. For the last 5 months, it has created a lot of chatter and also a lot of rumors on social media. What is it like being on the ground there, talking to people in this community?
Yeah, a lot of rumors on social media, Marnie, that's for sure. It's such a mysterious case. It's also very, very sensitive. And you realize that when you're here. This is a rural part of Tennessee. Sort of everyone knows everyone. There are a lot of people that frankly did not want us to come here, and they don't want anyone from the outside here digging into the case.
Wow. What do you all think about that? Because I find that not surprising, for one. I think, we've heard that before, that they don't want people poking around. Goodness. I mean, I can understand to an extent if people are really being obnoxious and trespassing and things like that, causing trouble, then I could totally understand. But we're talking about a missing 5-year-old child, a little girl who's been gone for 5 months. I would think that we would want any possible resources to be utilized to help find her. And as far as this social media, I'm going to remind you all, and if you're new, you won't remember this, but you should go back and check it out. I want to say it was the very first damn press conference that Ronnie Lawson pretty much scolded social media for poking our noses in. And it was, that was like the second day. Nothing had even, it's beyond insane at this point. At that point, it wasn't insane yet. And he was already like, don't be poking around here. Mind your business. We'll find this little girl. 5 months later, no sign of her. No good.
But the bottom line is Summer Wells has now been missing for 5 months. Today is the 5-month anniversary. Again, strange circumstances, basically just vanished from her home while her mother was there and her younger brothers and her grandma also on the property. And up until this point, law enforcement say they have no leads.
Brian, Summer's parents haven't done a whole lot of interviews apart from that Dr. Phil interview we just showed. I know that you were in touch with them.
What did she just say? Did she just say they haven't done a whole lot of interviews? Hey, Q, I'm so glad you're here. But did you really just hear this beautiful woman, what she just said? What do you think about that? Yeah, Kirsten, I did hear that rumor also, and it doesn't seem to be accurate, I guess. I don't freaking know, dude. The TBI, because he's a sheriff. I don't know. Maybe he should poke his nose out and do something else, perhaps. But okay. So what this lady just said, here, let me rewind it just a tad for you, because it's preposterous to me. Because think about how many times we've seen Donny Boy, the Don, the daddy, the big daddy Don, getting up on, camming up and doing, I guess they weren't official interviews, and maybe that's what she's referring to. I guess we just don't even count. Whatever.
Apart from that Dr. Phil interview we just showed, I know a whole lot of interviews apart from that Dr. Ryan Summers' parents haven't done a whole lot of interviews apart from that Dr. Phil interview we just showed. I know Ryan Summers' parents haven't done a whole lot of interviews apart from that Dr. Phil interview we just showed. I know.
Is anyone else just literally peeing themselves right now as they laugh? I'm sorry, this is not funny. It's not. I know it's not, but just, I know they haven't done a whole lot of. Are you fucking kidding me, lady? Every damn maybe Candace, yeah, but the Don Duck Don has been all up and down these YouTube streets talking to anybody who will listen.
Know that you were in touch with them today. What are they saying?
Yeah, it was a challenge talking to them today, but we finally sort of made it happen just within the last couple of hours. Earlier this evening, we talked to Don Wells, Summer's dad.
I wonder if it was challenging because they required him to wear a shirt.
Candace Wells, the mother, would not come down and talk to us. They would not allow us on their property. We're going to show you all of that, show you the entire exchange tomorrow night on News Nation. But what they say is that Candace, the mother, is extremely emotional right now. Obviously, she has been through a lot over the last 5 months. She just was on Dr. Phil. They said it was even a struggle getting her to go to Dr. Phil because she's been so upset about everything that's gone on. But obviously, anyone following this case has a lot of questions for her and for the father, Don. Here's a little bit of our exchange from just a couple of hours ago. Is it possible that something happened to...
I only have one question for Candace. Guess what it is? Somebody type in the chat what our one question for Candace is. I'll wait. Right, Q? I know there's a lag in my... There we go. There we go. Yeah. Yep. Perfect Storm, you answered first. Congratulations. You did a great job. You did a good thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Zona. I'm sorry that I just sang. Not. Hi, T. Riley. Yeah, why is she not talking? Where the hell is Summer? Yeah. Okay, now Zona, that's petty. You stop that. You stop that.
The Summer that Candace knows about, that's not her fault, but she is just nervous now and feeling bad about it.
Well, no, because she knows better. She would know to go directly to law enforcement. An accident's one thing. She would never do something like that. She knows better than that. I know it happens. It does happen with people. But
Newsflash, guys, it does happen. Accidents do happen. You heard it straight from the Don.
no, she would go directly to law enforcement. She'd call an ambulance right away. Number one, do anything. She would freak out. I mean,
Could she have gotten herself into a situation where it wasn't her fault, but
no,
you know what I mean?
no. She's a good.
So no then? Let's make sure we got that answer right.
No. She's a good mother. She loves her children. She's not going to allow any situation like that. The biggest mistake she might have made is maybe choosing some wrong friends, which is, situation like that. The biggest mistake she might have made is maybe choosing some wrong friends, which is biggest mistake she might have made is maybe choosing some wrong friends, which is, it happens.
Enter. We're now going to start blaming some wrong friends. I wonder who he's talking about. Yep, he does close his eyes. And I remember the behavior panel talking about the blinking, the rapid blinking being normal. And actually, Don B, I think. Oh, was it Don B? I think so. I'm not sure. Was saying that he closed his eyes like kind of hard when she said, great mother. And she loves her kids. Like, dude, help me. Okay, give us the answer. I know, allegedly. I know. There he goes, under the bus she goes. But he's not even really throwing her under the bus now, because she was probably like, look, motherfucker, you keep saying stuff that seems like you're blaming it on me. You went out there with this whole, I got 7 alibis and she ain't got none. She going down, or whatever the hell he said. My dogs are going to bark. They got to bark during every stream, you guys. It's mandatory. Anyway, what was I saying? For real, I really forgot. I don't know if I have the C19 brain or what's happening. Yeah, so what he's trying to do now is Candace is like, hey, motherfucker, you are throwing me under the bus over and over. Everyone's talking about it. I'm sick and tired of that shit. So you're going to have to introduce something new into this little narrative you got going on. And what it's going to be is the friend situation. They got to have something to do with it, right?
It was interesting there. He said she made some.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, but did you hear that woman? I need to replay that. She made the same face and the same sound that I just did. Oh my gosh, I got to see it again.
It was interesting there. He said she made some wrong friends. We talked a lot more about that. It was a long conversation. We're going to have it all for you coming up tomorrow night. Marnie?
I look forward.
So this woman's sitting there going like, okay, so Did he just say that their daughter is missing because his wife chose some wrong friends? Is that just what happened? I'm not picking up what you're putting down. She literally was like, perplexed face. And he's just like, I can't even believe what I'm saying right now.
Forward to that, choosing some wrong friends. Brian, before I let you go, police say this is still a priority, one of the biggest cases that they have covered. They're still trying to find out what happened to Summer. What's your plan to talk to police?
Yeah, we also plan to talk to the sheriff tomorrow. We know that while there are no new leads, there have been things happening behind the scenes, we're told. So we're expecting to get some kind of update tomorrow on the investigation.
All right, Brian Entin in Tennessee tonight. Brian, we'll see you tomorrow for that. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button.
Okay, so I'm excited for these behind the scenes things. Okay, Kirsten thinks the new quote unquote friends are possibly a gang. Would that be the what the hell are they? The bread pudding mafia? Shit. The corn dog? Oh my God. I don't remember what it was. The cornbread mafia? Was that it? Was it the cornbread mafia? Hi, our bucket list has holes. Hi, Michelle Abbott. Whoa. Please explain yourself. I'm so glad to see someone with half a brain taking the lead in this case as far as media, facts, rumors, etc. Because all of you weirdos have screwed this case up so bad it's scary. I'm assuming you're talking to me since you said YOU with capital letters. I don't think that I have had anything to do with screwing up their case. And I think all of your anger should go probably toward the person or people responsible for this child being missing, because it ain't me. Okay? And that's all we'll say about that. The hee-haw mafia. That's perfect. Perfect. Oh my gosh, Kirsten. That's an interesting and yeah. Okay, what did John Q say? Because Q said 100, right? So now I need to go back and see. What did I miss? For real, what friends? Have we not yet learned that Don lies through his teeth? Oh, I sure have. I surely have. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. The banana pudding mafia. Oh my gosh. The pickled egg mafia. Hey, dreams of dragonflies. Yes, you are a little bit tardy. Okay. Now, you know how I like to do it, you guys. I like to keep it a little bit light. I know this is a very heavy subject. Make no mistake about it. I understand fully that we're talking about a 5-year-old girl. Yeah. So that said, I'm going to show you a new video that Twisted True Cindy just put out that I haven't watched yet. I don't even know how new it is. Anyway, I just love her to pieces. So therefore you should too. Just kidding. Totally kidding. But I do recommend. Okay, so this is 27 minutes long. We're not going to watch the whole thing. Let's just give it a, let's see what's going on.
This video is about the red flags that Candace threw off on Dr. Phil, part 2. Dr. Phil, let me just say I'm glad to meet you both, but very sorry For the occasion, I wish we were talking about 1,000 other things other than your missing daughter, Summer. Since you last talked to Scott and Greg, have you learned anything at all? Anything new from the TBI? Anything that we don't know?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
First of all, tell me about Summer, Candace. You're her mom. What did she like? How did she spend her time mostly?
Playing with the toys.
Does she like to play inside,
I
outside?
like to be outside most of the time.
You have 3 boys, and Summer is the youngest. Candace said yes. How'd she get along with the boys?
She would boss of the boys.
Dr. Phil, she ran the boys? She said yes. And watching her run around, she sure had a lot of energy. Was she one that would wander off, chase a butterfly, and look up and realize she was further away than she thought she might be?
No, she was
To the
still
house.
close to the house.
Was she a daddy's girl or a mama's girl?
She was a daddy's girl.
There were some vehicles that were seen around the property that day. 1,000 other things, other than a family member. It's somebody that has access to the family. Do you have any idea, any concept of anybody that would have had knowledge of your property? Down that road, how to do anything? I'm not asking you to name somebody here. But is there anybody that comes to mind that might have seen Summer or targeted you?
Not that we know of. We've been thinking about that constantly.
Candace, was there anybody that made you uncomfortable the way they looked at her or were around her?
No way that I'm aware of. No way.
Okay. So in now, okay. Am I mistaken, or did he just contradict himself? Did Dr. Phil not just ask him, are there any like sketchy people that, basically that we should be aware of here? Nope. Nothing to see here. Nobody that I'm aware of. But in the interview Don just did, he said her biggest mistake was making the wrong type of friends or something like that. Right? Right or wrong? Help me. Thank you, Betty Jo. 10 stars for this one right here, Betty Jo. Great job. Yeah, right? A lot of creepy people around. Friends or otherwise. All over the damn place. All over.
No way that I'm aware of.
I've been involved in a lot of these investigations, and I've got some observations I want to share with you that I think I feel real strongly about. To make matters worse for Don and Candace, CPS removed their 3 sons from the house. That might be a bad thing, that might not be a bad thing, given some of the hate that's been directed towards them.
Okay. So was he just alluding to their boys were taken away because of the danger? And this is what Don has tried to make us believe too, that it was dangerous around there. And I don't doubt, you guys. I know there were people trying to sneak up on their property and stuff like that, but no one was trying to hurt the boys. No, that's not why those boys were taken out of your custody. Why are you lying, sir?
Don says once Summer was taken, CPS had to open a case for our good and for the boys' protection. CPS thought our house was dangerous. CPS took our boys. I was glad at the time. I was glad they were not here because I was scared to death for their lives. This is the hardest of me and Candace's life. You lose your daughter and everybody blames you for it, then everybody turns on you. We have threatening phone calls daily. They've threatened my job. They've done everything they could to destroy.
Poor Don. Poor Don. Do y'all remember Letitia Stauch's interview with the news? Didn't she say something about people were going to have to apologize to her. Remember how convincing she was? But then she really wasn't. But she really seemed to believe what she was saying. And some people did. And now look what we know. I'm going to play a little bit of Don B's video, and he talks about that today. And I thought that was a really good comparison. I should actually try to find, while you're watching this, I should try to find Letitia Stauch's interview to, so you can actually see her performing, just like I believe that Donna's doing.
Destroy our family. Had a stranger come up at 2 a.m, didn't know what he was doing there. I shot over his head, and they ran down the driveway. I expected bullet holes to be coming through our house. We had a lot of sleepless nights. It took a toll on me. At one point, I broke down. I lost it. I started drinking really bad, and I made some poor decisions. Once Summer was taken, CPS had to open a case for our good and for the boys' protection. CPS thought our house was dangerous. I was being dangerous. CPS took our boys, which I was glad at the time. I was glad they were not here because I was scared to death for their lives. I agreed with them. My wife didn't. She's mad at me, but it was just too dangerous. Now it's 3 months later, and there's no sign of our daughter. We miss all our kids. We just miss them so much. Dr. Phil, you want the boys back? Don says, yes, sir. To Candace, you didn't want them to be taken to begin with. No, she wants them back. You think it's safe for them to come back?
It's a lot safer than it was.
You haven't had any act of violence against you at the house?
No.
So there's no reason in terms of acts of violence that have been perpetrated against you that would cause them to conclude that the boys would be in harm's way at the house?
We just had one issue with a woman sent to our house, and we don't know. We've heard she was sent from some YouTubers. We don't know. Well, we called the police right away, and they took her off the property.
If they did a home study right now, they came in and studied your home, would it meet the standard they're looking for? Would the house be clean, uncluttered, groceries, safe as far as guns? Everything that CPS investigates, would it be proper for the boys?
There's some things they want us to work on. We need to put in a couple walls and some other things.
Okay, so which is it? Was it all of the evil YouTubers that were, sending people to harass you, which I don't believe ever happened? Or was it that CPS was already involved with your family, which we all believe to be true, and you still never did what you needed to do? Then your daughter got gone. We have no idea what happened. And so they were like, oh, damn. CPS was like, we better really move in here. But then, they took quite a while to do that. Didn't they? Didn't they take a while to get in there and get the other kids? Too long for my taste.
So there's still a few things we need to work on.
Let me tell you what I think. Like I said, I've done this a lot. I trained as a forensic psychologist, psychology and the law, and the forensics of human behavior. Based on the timeline and the factors here, it's very clear to me that neither one of you did anything to hurt your daughter. That's very clear to me. Do you understand that I understand that? And do you understand that initially, if it's the husband that goes missing or gets killed, they look at the spouse? If it's the wife that goes missing, they look at the husband because statistically, oftentimes, that's who it is. Because of access, opportunity, motive, means, all of that. They look at the spouse. So when it's a child, something happens to a child, parents are the ones in control of the child. So that's the first place they look. And when I first learned about this case, the first thing I looked at was, okay, what would be the opportunity for the father and mother? And I looked at that not knowing y'all at all. And looking at the timeline, there's no way either one of you did harm to your daughter.
Well, that's it, guys. Case closed. I guess Dr. Phil is, the highest court of law, and he's determined that these guys are innocent of any wrongdoing. Okay, bye. I don't think so.
And I hate to even say these words, killed your daughter and hid her body in the woods somewhere.
Excuse me, do you see that expression on his face? Do you see that shitty grin on his face? No words beyond that.
I just don't believe that's even possible. So understand, I'm not sitting here wondering if you killed your daughter. Dawn says, awesome, thank you. I don't think that for a second. I'm saying that publicly. So if people are wondering what I think, that's what I think. I don't think you did that. And I assume I'm correct about that. He says to Dawn, you didn't do anything to hurt your daughter? No, sir. He says to Candace the same thing? No, sir. The reason that I can conclude that is based on the timeline. You couldn't have done that and hidden the body somewhere that couldn't have been found by now.
Excuse me, Dr. Phil. I'm gonna need you to stay in your lane a little bit. Because you do not have what is happening. Dr. Phil, I'm disappointed in Dr. Phil, you guys, if you can't tell. I don't know why I used to like him, but because there's been a lot of different cases that I've thought that he was very good at what he was doing, and really getting in there and getting information out of people, and not believing their bullshit. But he failed on this one. He failed. And I think that he's out of his lane when saying that with the timeline and everything, it just doesn't work. Dude, what? What timeline? The fake timeline? Okay.
Cadaver dogs, hunting dogs, search parties, all of that. You couldn't have gotten far enough away before authorities and search parties and everybody got in there. The question that I'm left with is, do you know something about it that you haven't shared? Something that you did not even consider. There may be something in your mind you don't even know you know.
So here's where he starts to redeem himself. And I do believe that this was his way of, veering the conversation. Like, this was planned to try to, because Dr. Phil's not stupid. Okay. So if he does think that they have some knowledge, right? So maybe he really doesn't think that they did physically harm her, but there's definitely some, something smells funny here, right? He's smart enough to know that. So he wins Dawn over by saying, I don't think that you did this, so let's get that right out of the way. He's manipulating the conversation. Cherokee girl, I'm sorry. He's no longer a licensed doctor. He had to relinquish his medical license in the state of Texas. Alrighty then. But I think I can kind of see what he's trying to do here. Anyway.
Or you may have something in your mind that you haven't chosen to speculate about. You haven't chosen to tell. That's what I'm focused on right now, because you're in the best position to know. What could have happened? If you had to speculate, what do you think happened?
I have no idea what happened.
Well,
I don't.
Well, you have to have some idea, because you took her in the house and never saw her come out.
So again, we contradict ourselves. Oh my God. Suddenly, Candace has no flipping idea. No idea. That's not what she said previously. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? Am I confused? Somebody help me. Has she always, I have no idea. I think she just teleported somewhere. That's a thing, right? Teleportation?
What?
Something happened. I don't know what happened. She was just gone.
She just was gone.
But she didn't just vaporize. Someone had to take her out of that house. We know it wasn't you. We know you didn't do anything to her. So if it wasn't you, who was it? Let's rule you out. We'll just take you off the chessboard. You're off the table. If it wasn't you, then who would be the most likely candidate?
I don't know. I wish I knew.
Dr. Phil, would it be someone, a stranger? Would it be someone you know?
I don't know anybody that would have did it. Then it had to be a stranger.
Is there anybody you knew that's disappeared since this happened?
No.
They were just around and then this happened. All of a sudden they moved away. They've gone away somewhere?
Nobody that I know of.
The only people that I know is the people I work with on a daily basis, and that's the only ones I've ever hung out with. I work all the time, and when I am home, I'm with my kids and her.
Wait a minute, sir. I thought you said that everyone that you work with, you pretty much had to fire because they were all drug addicts and you only hang around your church friends. That's what I've heard you say before. So again, I'm confused.
Is there anybody that you've had dealings with that are shady? That would do something revenge-wise just to get back at you, to hurt you? All money, or that you've had illicit dealings with? We know you've had some conflict with the law concerning drugs and certain things. Is there somebody that you've gotten sideways with? Don says, I fired a lot of guys for being on meth.
Is that the ones that you just were referring to that you hang out with and that those are your friends?
The last guy I fired a day before, pretty sure I can't prove it.
He was way out there, and I fired him. The very next day, my daughter disappeared. And the law, TBI's been talking to him, and he's got an alibi where he was.
Is there anybody
But does he have 7 alibis, Don? Or does he only have 1? You know, because you've got 7. So if that other guy only has 1, you know, we better keep looking at him, right?
that he's been involved with that you think might be trying to get even with you all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is there anybody that might be trying to get even with you that would try to hurt you by taking your daughter?
Can't think of anybody.
Nobody in the drug culture? Nobody owed money? Nobody?
In our area, there's people that, you know, you got these boys, and then you got these boys that you know, they're very prideful about.
So that whole time, Candace said, nope, 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 nope. And Donna's over there like, oh, well, yeah, wait a minute here. These guys need to get on the same page. Know what I'm saying?
You know, kind of like, I guess, LA, you got the Bloods and the Crips. Well, these are hillbillies. I don't know. But we don't associate with them. We don't socialize with them. We try to socialize with our church. We try to keep our kids in that church. That's our main goal.
We try to stay completely far away from that activity. Dr. Phil says, yeah, but you haven't always. Dr. Phil says, when you guys sat down with Scott and Greg, they asked you about organized crime in the area. We know that trafficking goes on. People take children. I hate to even say this because it's such a horrible thing, but they take children. And they sell them. They sell them into all kinds of different lives. Sex trade, slave trade, it happens here in LA, it happens there. And they asked you about organized crime. When Scott asked you about the cornbread mafia, you got very upset. When he asked you about that, why did that upset you so much?
Because I don't even know what that is.
Sorry.
I've never even heard of it. I don't even know what it is.
Excuse me? That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, Candace. And it's hard for me to talk shit when someone's crying, okay, and whose daughter is missing. But that just didn't make sense that she would say the reason why that upset her so much was because she had never heard of it before. Does that answer make sense to you guys?
And why would it upset you so much?
Because it sounds horrible.
Just thinking her in her mind, she feels like she's being interrogated. It bothers her because she loves her daughter with all her heart.
She spent a lot of quality time with her every day. Thank God. He took a lot of pictures.
Dr. Phil, why don't you let her answer? Because that's not interrogating you. We're trying to help you find your daughter. I started this out by saying, I don't think you hurt your daughter. I'm standing up for you. I'm saying, I don't think you hurt your daughter. But I'm going to turn over every rock. I'm going to go down every trail. I'm going to investigate everything. If you want to find her, you would be right there beside me. Saying, right, Doc, let's turn this rock over. Let's ask this person. Let's consider this. It doesn't make sense to me that you got up and left the interview when they asked you about that. I didn't understand that. You want to find your daughter, obviously. It puzzles me that you got so upset about that. One theory about that is guilty knowledge. You may know something that you don't even know you know.
You see how he did that mind sorcery right there? You may even know something that you didn't know that you know that you know that you know. Huh? What do you I'm sorry, what? I was like, is he gonna hypnotize her now? But I think it's a tactic. I think it's a tactic to take some of that that blame off of her, to try to bamboozle her into spilling some of what she actually does know. But it didn't work, did it?
You may be so afraid of something that's so horrible you don't even want to think about it. And so you push it down because you don't even want to think about it. But I want you to think about it. I want you to be willing to consider every possibility, because it's only when you start thinking about the darkest possibilities that we can find answers. And the Cornbread Mafia, Scott defined that for us. Sort of an organized crime syndicate in the South. Runs from Tennessee to Georgia. It's widespread. Some parts are thicker than others. But overall, it's there. It's kind of homegrown. This isn't out of Miami, New York, or Chicago. In it, there's a lot of all sorts of things. There's a lot of meth labs in that area. These are organized. These are independent. It's even harder to penetrate because everybody knows everybody. And there's trafficking in that part of the country, like every part of the country. So one of the theories is someone abducted her in that regard. Highway.
So you go down the driveway to Ben Hill Road and then turn left, and it takes you out to Beach Creek area.
So for someone to drive away, they would have had to come on around the circle and exit here.
That's a possibility, but we think they were parked down on the Ben Hill Road.
Okay, so you think they would have walked on through the woods down to Ben Hill Road and left the car at the road? Yes.
And that's what the dogs indicated. The scent went down to the road, and then somewhere on that road, the scent disappeared.
How would they have known she was going to be there? Would they have gone inside the room to get her?
Possibility. I wasn't even aware the trail was there.
So your belief is that this could be the last spot that Summer was on the property?
Did he just say he wasn't even aware that trail was there? I call bullshit.
John says yes, sir. That she was put in a vehicle there and driven away? Scott and Greg, you interviewed this family for hours. What's your theory? Greg says, I'll tell you right up front, I don't think either one of them killed or injured Summer. I'll also say that I don't think Dawn has any guilty knowledge of anything, based on all the time I've spent with him. And Candace, if you don't have any guilty knowledge, if you know anything, this is your kid. You need to push this out, whatever you know. You show signs that you're hiding something.
I didn't think so.
The reason why is whenever we mention the Cornbread Mafia, you emotionally fall apart. We see signs of stress.
But I don't know anything.
Everything about your body language suggests or indicates to us that you know a little more than you're telling us. There are 2 or 3 really red flags that make us want to know more. Not saying that you did X or you did Y. There are a lot of things that leak from your body language and your behavior. That's what we're seeing. Do you understand that we don't suspect you of doing something wrong, Dr. Phil says?
Yes, I understand that.
It's important to me that you understand that.
Yes, I understand that.
You guys have passed polygraph, just the logistics of this thing. It just does not point to you. If any investigators point to you, they're not doing the math. It doesn't make sense. To Candace, what I'm saying is, I think you know more than you're telling. And that may be more than you're consciously acknowledging. You may know things that you don't know you know, or it's just too horrible to think about, but you've got to cut through that because you do react to certain things. That suggests at some level you know more than you're giving a voice to.
All right, that just took a turn to Nowheresville that I needed a map to find my way back. What in the actual hell was that? What? I don't know what to say. And I don't think they did either. But if Don How do we know that that is for certain? Did they say during the Dr. Phil show that he gave them lie detector tests, or was he referring to the ones that Don and Candace have said that they quote unquote passed? Yep, I do remember the call to Mary. I sure do. I remember it vividly. I do. Okay, so I found this interview with Letitia Stout that I wanted to just show a little bit of, because here we know how that whole thing is turned out, right? She's a damn liar, and she did it with ease.
You've been a part of the investigation since the very first time. You were the last person to see him. Is that right?
Correct.
What did you see when you last saw him?
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about anything with the case. I would more so be willing to talk about how the community needs to have faith and continue to work together and not make these false accusations, like the things that have been said that I've disappeared from the community. I haven't been there to help, but there's lots of reasons behind that.
So all she's willing to talk about here is how to justify her behavior. Does that sound familiar?
Reasons like death threats, right?
Right. Death threats are one of them. My family's getting lots of death threats. We counted over 20 some death threats already. Two, my husband's ex-wife is living in our home. And of course, I'm not coming home to do these things and to help with the family when I was kind of like told I couldn't. And then many other things that happened with the El Paso County Police Department, and then during the investigation, I was told I wasn't complying. And can I elaborate on that?
Please do.
Yes. So
Word salad. Yes, evil witch. Okay. I don't even want to listen to any more of her bullshit. My point is, people can just stand there and lie. It's T. Riley, it's Letitia Stout, Gannon Stout's stepmother. Okay. No, I can't stand her either. So here she has this opportunity for an interview for her stepson, who's quote unquote missing, which we later find out he was deceased and placed into a suitcase after being killed. Yeah. And she wants an apology when she comes home. Yep. She wants an apology. I don't even know what to say about her, dumbass.
I asked for an attorney during the interview, and I was denied that by them. I was held because they were blocking the door, and I was told I couldn't leave, and that if I would have touched them, they would have probably, said I still wasn't complying, or said I was, trying to run away or something. But during the interview, I asked several times, could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? Could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? I was denied. I was told I couldn't get nothing to drink. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I mean, it was continuously that my constitutional rights were violated.
And frankly, that's what they should have done to Don and Candace. Motherfucker.
And that's why you say that they said then you weren't cooperating with the investigation.
That's why they said I wasn't cooperating at that time. Correct.
And why did you ask for an attorney at the time?
Well, I asked for an attorney at the time because there was one individual, there was two really good detectives. And so I'm not, going to talk bad about detectives, but the tactics they started to get when I would answer questions, they try to, they're detectives. They're supposed to twist. The one main goal is to find Gannon. But during that time, some of those things made me feel uncomfortable the way they were saying things. So I immediately stopped and felt like an attorney would help me with some of the vocabulary and things like that I needed help with, and understanding some of the things that they were asking.
I thought you were super smart. Didn't she didn't she tell us constantly how super intelligent she is? But she didn't understand the questions. Fucking liar.
asking.
I'm going to shift gears to what has become a huge online presence of
Right.
people obviously trying to do the right thing,
Mhm.
help find Gannon. But at the same time, sometimes it just feels like rumor mongering. Have you seen any of those comments yourself?
We have. And see, that's one of the main things we haven't been around in the public eye because I didn't want to expose my family to it if all these things were going on. You know, there was comments about Gannon getting pushed off the hike, and there was comments about this, and that's just not true. I took care of Gannon for the last 2 years in our home because his mother didn't want to do it. And I would never, never, ever hurt this child. And I know there's some questions out there about, okay, so tell me what happens. That's up to the investigations when they end up letting you guys know. But I've cooperated with them, even to the point that we were held with a gun. And my daughter, a 17-year-old who serves our country in the United States Air Force, who has never committed a crime or done anything wrong in her life, was put in handcuffs over the keys that was in her purse so they could take her car.
And they weren't in there.
They weren't even in her car. I mean, in her purse.
And
They were
you-
in my pocket.
You originally didn't even know it was the law enforcement officers?
I didn't know it was a law enforcement officer because when he came out, I guess he was putting his jacket on, and it wasn't necessarily his fault. He was adjusting and happened to catch me. But I saw the gun and I panicked originally and kind of thought, oh gosh, I got the, like, who's this guy? And then once I realized it was the sheriff's office, I was totally okay. But they still had a gun and told me they were going to shoot me. But I was really concerned about my daughter, asking why she was being detained in handcuffs and things like that, when that shouldn't even happen for a child. That shouldn't happen for someone who was
Deflect, deflect, deflect. Right? Excuse, excuse, excuse. Lie, lie, lie. I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim. Defend, deflect, defend, deflect. That's the game we're playing in here. And it's the same game that Don is playing. Hello, Penny. Penny for your thoughts. Penny for your thoughts. How you doing? Oh, Penny sent you. Yay. Thank you. And hi, Cindy. Hello, TT. Okay, so what we were speaking about is just showing kind of, how Don conducts himself in his interviews, and compared to this little gem here, Letitia Stout, our favorite, stepmother of the year type of shit. Yeah, pity and deflection, and defense too. Let me explain. Let me explain why I did that. There's an explanation for everything I do. There's a reason, there's a justification. None of it has anything to do with the fact that I'm a fucking killer. Okay.
standing inside of a store shopping because we couldn't have any clothes because all of our clothes were here. If we came here and got clothes, we would be harassed. So she went to purchase some underwear and things like that and was put in the handcuffs in the store, and then brought out with men with guns. And that's just not okay. They could have approached me and said, hi, I'm with El Paso County. Can I please get this? Instead of the way that it happened.
I'm just going to check your chat. Doing great. Want to make sure that we're still going to recording, still can hear you okay. Okay, yeah, sounds like we're good. Every once in a while, my mic will give out, and I want to make sure that's not going to happen here. Okay. I should try and clarify here. Not necessarily crime rates, but the way that people are reacting online to rumors about you with the story.
Oh yes. Wow. The rumors have gotten so bad. I pretty much have been told at least 10 different ways that these people have these conspiracy theories. I guess they watch a lot of law shows and maybe they have all these theories on how Gannon is dead. And that's what they're saying. So I'm like, why are you saying Gannon is dead? He is not dead. We are going to find Gannon. And that's the main goal that we all have. My family has. Just because you haven't seen us, we have that same goal. And we've been out searching. My aunt has been out searching. My family has been out searching. We all have been doing that together so that we could protect each other.
How does it feel when not only you have a lost child who you are in care of, but then people blaming you for that child not being there?
I'm just ready for Gannon to come home. Most importantly, for him to see his family. But second, I am going to be so ecstatic when I'm able to say to people that I hope they have a really sincere apology for all these theories that have came out online, for all the things they said that I have done or people have done. And I just want everyone to know that we're going to find Gannon. And I love him so much. I've helped taking care of him for so long.
Can you talk to me a little bit about him? I don't know him.
Gannon is so kind and he loves to play video games. That's one of his favorite things. He loves Sonic. And
Meanwhile, you're on trial for murder, darling. I don't know about you all, but I feel that since law enforcement has sufficient evidence to charge her and go to trial, and that she's shown herself to be a crazy bitch, that, I'm not going to be apologizing anytime soon. Just saying. Tain't going to happen. Hey, Mountain Girl. Yeah, she is a good liar. And that's really my point here is that, and I don't know for sure. Okay. I'm not a human lie detector. Does anyone know, did the behavior panel do an interview with her or do a, an analysis of any of her interviews? And if so, what did they say about her? Anybody know?
Mario, and he's always helpful, and he was always so helpful with the dogs around the house, and we have 2 little cute dogs, and he was always like a person I could say, Gannon, can you go do this? And he would do it right away. Sometimes with kids we have to remind them and things like that, and that's okay, but he was so sweet and able to help anyone. He could notice when you're sick and say, are you okay? And such a kind heart.
I know you just said that you can't say anything about the investigation, so you can just say so again if you can't answer this, but is there anything we can hear about the hike? Was there a hike? We don't. That just seems like rumors right now.
You know what? Could we bring my daughter over here, because she can go and say that she came home from work after the hike, and she can verify that Gannon was at our home.
Okay, yeah, that's fine with me. If she doesn't want to, that's okay.
Why did she do this? Why did she just refer? And I remember her doing that, but why? That was a simple yes or no question, right? And can I just bring my daughter over here because I'm tired of lying right now?
Okay, but you're allowed.
That's fine.
Sound okay so far?
Yes, I need Harley. Because they want you to verify was Gannon at home after the hike.
Excuse me, ma'am. No, they did not request Harley. You offered them Harley. And then you demanded, I need Harley. I need Harley. Damn, lady.
Because you didn't go to the hike, but you came home from work. Do you want me to just say yes? No, just answer the question. Yes, you.
Oh, wow. She just said, so do you want me to say yes? Just, whoa. She really just told her the poor girl asked her what she should say. And listen, I don't think her daughter had any idea of what this monster did. Hi, Outlaw. Good to see you.
You came home from work and you can verify Gannon was at home. Yeah. I told her she didn't have to be too in depth because she is still, a child. But I want to make sure that someone knows that there's another person to verify that Gannon.
Sure.
Does she need to hold this?
No.
Yes, so I came home later that evening. I was at work, and I can verify that he was there that night.
So there was a hike that you guys went on, but then you guys came home.
Yes.
Where'd you guys go hiking?
Garden of the Gods.
Oh, yes. Okay. I guess when.
And then we ate Burger King afterwards, so,
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, we went on a hike and then we ate Burger King. So obviously I am innocent of any wrongdoing here. Okay. Yeah.
And then it just was, I'm gonna go to play at a friend's house. And then it was just, I'm off to go to play at a friend's house.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to like comment on that anymore. And for that reason is because some things have been turned and twisted. And, you know, that was one of those stories you were talking about where people say things. We had to hear things like who would let their child go out at dark and things like that. And that's just why I don't want to answer that. If I had to give, I'm not gonna say that part.
That's okay.
Never
That's
mind.
right.
I could take that out.
I understand that it gets tricky with
Yeah.
legal stuff. Do you feel like I asked you what I need to? Do you feel like this is going to help kind of turn the tide of what feels like a witch hunt, in my opinion?
I hope am I on camera now?
You are
okay.
still.
Okay. I think that a lot of people can see that I'm not missing and see that I am being cooperative. But to me, it's okay that they think those things because the way someone thinks about me, I don't have a problem with that. My main thing is I would never want someone to think that I would hurt Gannon or any of the children in our home because that's just not the case. I've spent my whole entire life working so hard in education. There was even things online that was talking about my education license and I shouldn't even be a teacher. And they just didn't know that. Like we moved on a military move and I didn't finish out my contract. So I gave up my license in that state. It had nothing to do with any criminal activity, you know, or any of those things. And it just got blown out of proportion on my professional status, you know. And
do you feel like these are just internet detectives who think they know what they're doing?
it definitely is. And, you know, here's the thing that kind of saddens me. It's like if you're going to talk about someone like that and have a witch hunt out for them, why would you even care like about doing those things? Because this is a child. You're telling me that you're just as mean, you're just as hateful to talk about someone else like that. That's how I feel. Like we just should not, we should all come together and wait until the end and see what happens because Gannon's going to come home.
Any message for Gannon?
The message for Gannon I have is, Gannon, when you get here, you'll be able to truly tell what happened. And then I really hope I get a sincere apology from everyone who has made all those things, especially from my husband. We just want.
What the flying fig Newton just happened here? He just asked. Let's play that again. Let's play that one more time. Just one more time. I'm sorry.
Any message for Gannon?
The message for Gannon I have is, Gannon, when you get here, you'll be able to truly tell what happened. And then I really hope I get a sincere apology from everyone.
So let me get this straight. This young man, this little boy that you have been his stepmom for 2 years and that you took care of him because his own mother couldn't. You just had to throw that in there. And you're so upset that he's missing. And when asked to give him a message, your message is, now you can tell everyone that I didn't do anything wrong. That's what your concern is. That's the one message that you would have. Sounds familiar again.
Who has made all those things, especially from my husband. We just wanted to add a message to Gannon from my family, is that we love you and miss you, and we hope that you come home soon. And Gannon, I can't wait till you can come home and let everyone know that you're okay. We love you.
So was that heartfelt message added later by the PR person or? Whew. Yeah. I agree. Yep, that's correct too. So she was an educator at some point in South Carolina. And then it sounds like what she just tried to explain away was that even though she got that new job in Colorado, that then when they went to check, her license had expired or some crap like that. I don't even know. Right. Yeah. Oh, even though you said all that bullshit, now you poked yourself in the eye and squeezed out some tears, 2 tears, if anything. Now, because remember, we just saw her from behind the whole time. Back to the camera the whole damn time. And remember, when Candace was doing her crying, she sounded blubbery. I mean, I think she was snotting and blubbering all over the place. I don't know how she mustered that up, but didn't she sound like it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Candace cries better than that. That is her best side, right? So guys, do we need, I can't listen to the Mary and Candace call again, but if anybody's new to this case, I am going to be putting together a, how do I put this? A smorgasbord. That's not the right word, but I'm going to be putting together a montage, I guess, of clips of all of these interviews of the parents and different people so that we can, I don't know what good it's going to do, you guys. I don't know what good is anything going to do other than, as you see on the bottom of your screen, pray for Summer Moon Utah Wells and to keep her face out there. If you have flyers, pass out those flyers, talk to people about Summer, look for her when you're out and about. But for those researchers, you know, yeah, right. Mixtape. I'm going to put together a mixtape. Oh my gosh. But that's all I got for you tonight, you guys. And my dog just growled at me. It's time to take her outside. So thank you all for showing up. Just keep praying for this baby girl. See through the bullshit. I didn't address any drama tonight because I'm not interested in it. It just is a waste of time and energy. But God bless you all, and I'll see you in these YouTube streets. Bye.